All right, thank you, Annie and Natasha. That was a really insightful presentation. Before Tessa and I begin today, we just want to thank Kari and CP Achieve for the opportunity and for organising for us to partake in the webinar, and everyone also here for your interest and attending. So we wanted to start off with a quick intro. I'm Grace and I'm here with Tessa, and we are OT graduates from ACU. We're here today to present to you a knowledge translation resource that we formulated for young people with CP about becoming research partners. If you have any questions along the way, please pop them in the chat or hold on to them for the Q&A at the end.
So to give a bit of a background to this resource development project, a study by Cavans et al. Was published earlier this year, which examines the perspectives of children and adolescents with cerebral palsy about being involved in research as research partners. 17 children and adolescents between the ages of 8 and 18 shared their perspectives through individual meetings and focus groups, and 4 nested themes were identified. So young people have insider knowledge that can benefit researchers through the whole research cycle. There are varied reasons for involvement, such as for interest, to help, and for personal benefit. Young people can take different roles in research, and facilitating partnerships, which is the last theme, encompassing how researchers can take considerations and use strategies to involve young people in research. The authors of the study also recognized that some form of knowledge translation resource was necessary beyond the article being published in order to reach young people with CP as well as researchers, and to explain how these two groups can partner together. Thus, in the semester just passed, we worked to design and create these resources based upon the study findings that were to be formatted and tailored to their preferences. We were supported by a team who all worked on the original study and who gave us excellent insights and direction, sharing their expertise and experience.
So we'd like to share with you the resource we've created for young people with cerebral palsy, which is officially launching today. We hope that you'll find it engaging and a suitable resource and wish to pass on to friends, colleagues, your children, or anyone else that might enjoy a role in research partnership. We also wanted to note that we had originally aimed to create a resource for researchers as well as young people, but in the context of project time restraints, a decision to focus on a singular resource was made. So we prioritised the resource for children and adolescents in order to maximise its quality. We did, however, create, distribute and analyse the results of a survey for CP researchers about their preference for knowledge translation resources, which has been handed back to our supervisors for future follow-up.
So we found out that there's limited evidence for how to present information to young people with CP, and we sought to fill the gaps in knowledge by conducting workshops of individual meetings and focus groups in order to gain first-hand knowledge from young people with CP. We spoke with one individual and a group of 3 in interactive workshops, and we owe great thanks to these attendees who've greatly informed the final resource. Within the workshops, we provided examples of resources like a video, an infographic, a piece of text and a mind map, and we also encouraged discussions around the pros and cons of each. Further, we provided examples of research findings to see how young people preferred things to be phrased.
So we wanted to share a few key learnings from the workshops that we used to guide our resource development. In regards to phrasing, we learned that young person was a key terminology preference, as well as how we can use a second person point of view to instill a sense of value and empowerment amongst our young people. We learned the importance of avoiding infantilization and how our terminology and action words can be used to address young people as key stakeholders rather than patients. In terms of formatting and layout, we learned that a logical sequential order with clear headings, examples, and overall summaries were essential in maintaining interest. A variety of modes were considered adequate if they followed these layout principles and were of short duration, such as infographics, videos or role plays, documents, text, images, and mind maps. Increasing resource interactivity was also suggested as a way to gain and sustain interest. And regarding resource distribution, emailing participants and their family was the preferred way. The main thing we took away from our workshop was that no singular mode would be suitable for all young people. For example, whilst some loved infographics, others found them chaotic and difficult to follow. A consistent theme, though, was that a multimodal resource would be the most effective in appealing to a wide range of young people and allowing varying learning styles to be accommodated for.
So the resource is accessed by a link or by this QR code. We're also putting it in the chat now if you wanted to have a look at the resource as we go through it.
So the resource is 9 pages with a navigation strip along the bottom of each page to allow the user to easily go back and forth to sections that interest them. The format is also supported by PC as well as tablets and phones, and you can navigate by tapping or scrolling. So our first page is interactive. You can click on any of the boxes and titles and it will take you to the relevant page. We aim to make it colourful and appealing and provide brief summaries to aid navigation and to allow the page to serve as a summary sheet. So on this page and for 3 of the 4 sections, we have paired video and audio with written information to make it accessible to anyone with a lower literacy level or hearing or visual needs, and to also provide a brief summary of what we're talking about. The video auto plays with sound, explaining insider knowledge through the example of designing a playground with the help of children who are going to play on it. So we can have a look at that one.
Hi, Miss Williams. What are you up to?
Morning, Miss Daniels. The school was going to add some equipment to the playground, so I've been trying to come up with some ideas. I was thinking about another big slide. There's so many things to choose from, and I just want the students to love it. I'm worried they won't use it.
Let me think. Maybe a big soccer goal would be fun. But have you asked the students what they think? Maybe you should get their ideas. That way you'll know that they'll love it, since they helped to pick it.
That's a great idea. I'll ask them today. Thanks, Miss Daniels. Hey guys, I'm looking at what equipment we could add to the playground. Do either of you have any ideas? I was thinking about a new slide.
We've already got a slide, and after a while it gets really boring. I want a huge climbing frame with a swing, or maybe a big basketball hoop.
Yeah, I think we should get a swing like the one in the park over the road.
I hadn't actually thought of a swing. I'm glad I asked you guys. Thanks. Here we see that the children know best. They are the people that are using the playground, so it is important to get their ideas. We can call these ideas insider knowledge. You can provide insider knowledge in research projects because you know so much about CP that researchers don't. You're the expert. This is why researchers need your help to find out what you like to do and what you think is important.
So as with the previous section, a video accompanied by text gives the user choice with how they wish to find out about the reasons for becoming a research partner, and the video helps to maintain engagement. The video also provides many examples which turn each subheading from being an abstract idea into something directly applicable and relatable. We've also kept the language simple to make the resource age appropriate for as many young people as possible. Our next section is 3 pages long, and we start by explaining the research cycle using a voiceover and a marker to help you to follow along. The cycle is relatively simple once explained, and we decided that it was a good way to break down for the viewer what their roles may be. To give the reader a bit of freedom in how they explore the next 2 pages, and also due to time and software limitations, viewers independently read these screens with no voiceover and can linger on points of interest. Each post-it gives information about a part a young person can play as a research partner so that they can easily determine which part appeals to them, and the little white notes give extra detail. Readers can also follow the natural progression down the page and onto the next, where they can read about the last 2 steps. It's again made clear that the research cycle goes back to step 1.
An introduction on this page sets the stage for this section about what helps researchers and young people to work together. Engaging and emojis explain different ideas with subtitles, which can be enlarged and are available on each. The second last page is a simple tool to help the reader start thinking about whether they would actually like to become involved in research. It can help young people to take that step towards putting their hand up for research partnership.
On this last page, we have the contact information to get involved, the natural step after the flowchart. Viewers can navigate back and forth using the buttons at the bottom to revisit sections. We've also provided the original study via a QR code for anyone who might like to read more, as some of our workshop participants did. And there's also an active link in a survey with open and closed questions so that young people can suggest modifications for the improvement of the resource. If you have the resource open on your device, feel free to visit that yourself if you have any suggestions, or to share your ideas about how it can be distributed through the survey. You can also contact Margaret Wallen, our project supervisor, whose details are displayed at the end of the survey.
So where to from here? Following on from our resource development, we hope to distribute it to the wider CP community, including teachers, clinicians or researchers, parents, young people with CP and their friends. In doing so, we hope to consolidate a greater, more widespread understanding of the importance of collaborative research projects and insider knowledge, as well as how to involve these young people in research, why they might want to be involved, and what their different roles may be. In order to do this, we hope our audience here today can help us share our resource with any family, friends, colleagues, or with anyone they know who may be interested in or thinking about different research projects. To enable you to share this resource, we have put this link in the chat and on the screen, or you can use the QR code displayed in the top right corner. The link will also be made available alongside the video recording. So thank you for taking the time to listen to us today. Please email cp-achieve@mcri.edu.au if you'd like to inquire about any of the information today in more detail, future podcasts, or about presenting webinars, previous editions of the newsletter, participating, registering interest, or anything else. I guess that leads us into our question time.